Hey everyone, this is Brooke from friEdTechnology, and we are ready to get started with our talk about Wakelet. And we have already been talking to you guys in the chat that have been in the waiting room, and we are so excited about tonight. There are some of us that are brand new to Wakelet that we're just ready to ooh and all. And then we have some experts. Well, we have at least one expert on the line here. Alfonso, why don't you introduce yourself real quick?
Hey everybody, my name is Alfonso Mendoza and I'm from Edinburgh, Texas, deep South Texas, and I am an instructional specialist for Sharyland ISD.
Great. And then we also have Carrie. Say hello, Carrie.
Hi guys, look what I'm wearing. My Wakelet shirt. So big shout out to James from Wakelet for sending me my beautiful shirt. Hi James, it's 2 in the morning where you're at.
And then we also have Jess.
And hello, everybody. And I don't have a really cool shirt, except for I have a really awesome friEdTechnology shirt. But yeah, hi.
Well, and also we want to welcome Jess. This is her first week with us at friEdTechnology full time. So we're really excited to have her with us and on board. And so you guys are going to be seeing a lot more of her shining face as well. All right, so we're going to jump in here because we know you guys are really ready, and I am so ready. I have been thinking about this all day long and just cannot wait to show you guys what Alfonso has planned. But first, I'm going to share my screen real fast so that you can see the agenda. So give me just a second. All right. So in order to get to the agenda, I want to make sure that you guys see this. You're going to go to fried.tech/Taco Bout Wakelet agenda. It's also in the chat. If you guys see that, you should be able to see it. fried.tech/Taco Bout Wakelet agenda. Make sure everybody gets there. You'll see our links as we go through here. We're going to get started. We're going to start first with, well, what is Wakelet? We keep using the name, but what is it? What does it do? Well, it is an amazing way to take collections of articles, bookmarks, videos, images. And today, something new added. I feel like we need a drum roll. Can y'all make the drum roll sound?
Yeah, drum roll.
The new thing that came today is brand new Google Drive, quick, easy implementation directly into Wakelet. So we're going to talk about that as well. Okay, so I'm going to throw it over to you, Alfonso. So let me stop here and I will let you get started.
All right. Well, good evening, everybody. Again, it's a pleasure to be here. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here just so we can get into Wakelet. And pretty much, again, I just want to send a shout out to James also as well, because I am repping the Wakelet shirt too as well that he did send out. So thank you, James, for that. And I do see some familiar names here from people here in the Valley that I know that are definitely real techie, and so I hope that today you just pick up a couple things and learn a little bit more about Wakelet. So let me go ahead and just share my screen here with y'all, and let's get started. So let's see, is everybody see? There we go. So here's my Wakelet. This is my personal Wakelet page. So if you want to go ahead and check that out, it's wakelet.com/AdTechTeacher1381. But let me just share a story with you, because I think this is one of the reasons that I really love this product. And it all started with a grad school project. I am going to our local university to get a master's in educational technology, and one of our projects was content curation. And of course, we are going through the course. They make mention or suggestions of certain content curation sites like Scoopit and others, but none of them really had what I wanted, because they either had to pay for them or it was very limited. And
exactly.
And then I stumbled upon Wakelet. So, I'm hearing an echo here. I don't know there we go. Sorry about that. But anyway, so that's the way it started. And then I just started using Wakelet, and all of a sudden I get a call from James or a message, and James is like, hey, do you have some time to meet? And he's overseas, and I was like, sure. We had a 45-minute long conversation, shared with him how I was using Wakelet in our grad program, and now our professors the professors that I have actually share my Wakelet with other students within the program, because we are working with educational technology. So I have all sorts of goodies there. So pretty much my main focus is augmented reality. That is my main thing. But as we go here through my Wakelet, you'll see that I have it in categories. And this is the beautiful part, that your collections, you can go ahead and make into categories here. So for example, I have my EdTech Life, which is pretty much kind of my, daily kind of posts that I do, or blogs. So you'll be able to find there some of the more general stuff. Then I've got my master's courses that I have here.
Can I just stop for a second and say how much I appreciate the ability to put those really nice, neat image photos in there? Like, that just really shows how sleek it looks, and the organization is nice. I am a sucker for some organization, and the ability to add images, that's just, I love it. And it actually, when I was looking at it and going over it with James, he showed me the integration with Unsplash images that's already built in. So if you're not familiar with that, those photos are already built in, so you don't have to go out and find the photos. You can just use Unsplashed images.
Yeah, that's correct. And that's the beautiful part about it. I mean, you can start a collection real quick. It doesn't take you much time at all. And as soon as you get links, PDFs, all of that stuff, you can start adding it into your collection immediately. So just here are my collections, real nice and neat. And this was actually the project right here, augmented reality, where I had to turn in articles. And so again, this was the most amazing thing for me, and just really transforming. Not only did I get an A in the class, but again, it just allowed me to become a Wakelet ambassador too. But in sharing this with people in my district as well, they're getting on the wave as well, because they see that it's so easy to be able to share links, share information, and especially in the classroom, it's a great way for collaboration. So that's another thing that is a big plus with Wakelet, that you can collaborate on many of the collections that you have. So if I wanted to, I can go into my EdTech Life Wakelet here, and down here at the bottom, I can go ahead and manage contributors. So let's say that I want to go ahead and type in emails, they'll get codes, or I can send them a code, and then we can start collaborating together on these collections, and just making it wonderful, where you're meeting like-minded folks, like-minded individuals that have the same mindset, and you just work together collaboratively, even overseas. And that right there, being a connected educator, that is a big plus. And for us that are in this industry, whether it's education or technology, being connected is very important, where you can go ahead and get insight from other people that have other different type of skills or skill sets, knowledge base than you do, and you're learning from each other. And that is something that is amazing. So you can just simply go here, and if you have people that are already following you, or you can invite contributors, you can just simply click add, and they'll have access to that Wakelet, and they'll be able to publish links in here. So
that's really awesome. And just to kind of back up a little bit so we don't speed through it too quickly, I love what you said about collaboration. I love that you said that, it goes beyond the borders of just your school district. You can add, you can collaborate. And I want to go back to talking about what can we actually put in the Wakelet. So we keep talking about it's a collection, but what is it a collection of? What are those things that we can put in there?
Okay, so pretty much it's, whatever it is that you have an interest in. I mean, for myself, it's augmented reality, but if I want to go ahead and edit my collection here, I'll show you what we can do and the options that you have once you open up your Wakelet. And talking about pictures, like Brooke said, here you can edit your cover image, and you can choose images from the library that are already there, or images that you can create. You can reposition your images, remove them. You can also go into a half cover image if you like. So you do have those options to make it personal, to add your own little taste to it, of who you are. But here, this is what we're talking about, the links, or what you can put in here. You can paste anything that has a URL.
Woohoo!
You can
Yay!
Guys, anything with a URL.
Anything.
That is huge.
Anything with a URL. You can go ahead and even type in text, YouTube, tweets, bookmarks, images, PDFs, and of course, the awesome Google Drive integration. So now I can go into my Google Drive and I can go ahead and select a file here, and maybe something that I was working on, or maybe even sharing hyperdocs with people. You can go ahead and just select that and pop it in there. So again, that is the beautiful part about it. Your data is in one page all at once. And of course, we do have Google Drive, but this is a great way to tidy up everything. You can have.
Hold on, let's pause on that phrase.
Let's pause.
Tidy up. I love that. Remember, I'm all about the organization, the color coding. I love that. Tidy up. I know for me personally, there are several different things I've used over time. For example, I've used Padlet, which I still think is an amazing tool. I've used S'more for newsletters and things like that. And then for a while, I was using a program called TAC. And my favorite thing that I used TAC for was when my classroom went to a digital space, I had a lot of links that I was going to use, things I was going to use on Monday, things I was going to use on Tuesday. And then I started using them year after year. And then when TAC went away, so did all my little weekly lesson plans, and I was really bummed out. But I love that Wakelet is kind of working like that. Jess put over here in the chat that it's kind of like Pinterest for EDU.
100%.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly right.
Except you don't have all the ads and
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
That's what I was thinking. Whenever I saw it, I was like, man, this reminds me of something else. What does it remind me of? And then I was like, oh, yeah, Pinterest.
And so going back to that, the Pinterest, look at what I did like over Thanksgiving, technology, food, Christmas food and shopping. So, I mean, you can get as creative as this. So I created this for Thanksgiving just because I said, hey, let me try Wakelet out for Thanksgiving. So technology, how to digital experience from Black Friday, photographs of Thanksgiving dinner, how to use AR in the holiday season, especially when you're doing your shopping at Walmart and they lure you in there. I do have some recipes also for desserts and things of that sort. So think about it. You're planning ahead, and like Brooke said, and tidying up, making the Pinterest without the ads, and you just share this out with, your friends, relatives, or you can come back and put, just look at all your recipes and they're all organized together that you can go ahead and share. And one thing that I love about this, going back to the collaboration aspect of this, is when you go into your collections as well, you can go ahead and edit your collections in such a way that you can allow them to be copied. So just by enabling copy, any of my followers or anybody that comes and stumbles upon my Wakelet, they can just go ahead and copy that Wakelet and they have it added to their collection. So as I continue populating there with any posts or anything at all, it keeps them abreast of what I'm doing or what we're doing or anything cool or interesting that I might post. So that right there is a great feature, enabling the copying.
I love that for students because of you're doing a research project, and so you're dumping links in there for the kids to have access to. Or like Brooke's issue, she was doing week 1, so she could put stuff in there for week 1, and then if they've copied it, she can just continue to add stuff for week 2 and so forth, and it's all there in a nice little pretty package.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the beautiful part about it too, like you said. And of course, you have the option of either making it public, or if you want to keep your collection unlisted, where only people with the link can access, they'll have access to view, or you can just keep it private altogether just for yourself. And again, if it's your recipes, or if it's maybe your
shopping list,
Christmas list, there you go.
All of that, you can keep that all nice and private there for you. And,
so what you're saying is I can actually go back and forth on that, right? I can go from private to public.
Yeah, you
So
can
let's say I have them private until I want it to be public for my students, and then maybe I'm resetting for the next semester, for the next school year. I can turn them all back to private.
Yes, you can. So you can
That's
do that
awesome.
and go back and forth. And that's sometimes what I'll do, especially with my grad school work. Right now, it's in unlisted view, just because I do share some of the stuff during my discussion forums. I'll share my Wakelet, but it's only for people with the particular link. But like I was mentioning to you later on, hopefully once I'm done with the program, everything and all things and all my work is going to be populated in there, and I'm just going to leave it open for the world to see, just so they can see my journey, and maybe it'll be something that might be useful to them as they may be going through a similar program, or or they can use it as research for their own to curate and have or get ideas from. So again, it's just a wonderful sharing tool, and more than anything, I like to emphasize the connected learner. As all of us here that are interested in technology, there's nothing more important than being connected. And we do it through Twitter, we do it through social media, and sometimes it can get very jumbled up there. But what I love here is you can even save your Twitter chats and you can curate all that. So if somebody misses a chat and somebody says, hey, I missed the chat, what's going on? And instead of going through all the Twitter and the hashtags, you just, boom, here you go. Here's the Wakelet for the chat, and they can just go there and scan it all at once. So that's the beautiful part
awesome.
about it too.
That's awesome.
I have a couple of questions.
I want to pause to get the questions answered. Yeah.
So 2 questions that I really don't have answers for, and maybe you do. So the first one is, Amy asked if there was any problem of not pinning the original source whenever, I guess, and maybe I don't understand the question, but like, I guess with Pinterest, they're repinning content that they don't have the source for. So is there problems with that with Wakelet?
Yeah, I think what will happen is, you'll still get the link there. You'll get the URL. I'm not too deep into that, but the cool part is here also is that you can notify. So if you're sending a shout out to somebody, or look, it says, let authors know you've quoted them, you can do that here. And then, so when you blast it out, they'll be aware that you're using their stuff. Kind of like maybe, just a citation kind of deal in that sense of where you're getting your information.
That's a great practice for kids to get into.
Yeah.
Can I share something really quickly?
Sure. Yeah.
So we were talking about Bitmojis on Twitter, and this lady said, Carrie, she sent the link on Twitter and said, here, add to my Wakelet about what you were talking about on Twitter. So like we kind of came like full circle, and then it notified me that she had added me. So it was kind of like, it was really cool to see that like she saw me on Twitter. She gave me the link through Twitter, put it on Wakelet, and then it notified me that she had used it again. It was really cool. So does that make sense?
Yeah.
Your hand gestures made it even better. So I'm so glad we switched that camera over, because we would have lost it. We would have absolutely lost it right there.
Well, I'm here for y'all tonight.
So, Alfonso, I have a second question that we have in the chat. So the second question is addressing, and I know in my past district this was an issue. If YouTube is blocked for students on the network, does putting a video in Wakelet make it visible for the kids to see it? Do you know if that?
Well, and I guess it might just depend on district by district or the way you do it, because I've never shared videos like here. Like if I'm doing it at home through my own internet, but within our district, we do have YouTube open and available to all students. So it just depends on what your settings may be. I guess they're through your admin. But I know that at least when I've used it within my district, I haven't had any issues putting in the YouTube videos where the students weren't able to access, because as long as they're logged in to their Sherryland ISD account, when they open that up, they've been able to see the videos. So that's something that you might just deal with on a case by case, or try it out on your campus.
Yeah, that's always a good advice.
Yeah.
So we also had one other question about, would you be showing them how to create a category? So the question specifically is, how did you make the big categories like augmented reality, educational technology, etc.? And then how do you make categories for those collections?
Okay, perfect. So that's a great question here, because if you notice here, I can go back to, if I click on home, you see all my collections here that are really in no particular order. So this is something that maybe Brooke wouldn't like, because she's all about tidiness and order. But here are all your collections. But when I go to my profile here, what I do is I can go to edit. And when I click on edit profile, notice that you can actually put your links to your Twitter feed, your Facebook feed. Here I have my Medium for my blogs that I write and Instagram. But here you go. So you've got my EdTech Life. And then you can go ahead and add a new section. So if I click here, add a new section, that'll be my new title of my collection. And maybe I'll just do I don't know, just a demo collection. So it'll add that section here and it'll pop it right to the top. Now, the cool thing is here, let's say I don't want that right at the top. I can drag it down anywhere I want. So
nice.
That is really cool that you can customize that. So again, that's the way I do that for my feed here too as well. So now once we're done with this right here, all right, we can go ahead and just click save. And you've just created that category there. Now let's go back to my collection, where we saw all that mess. So I'll just click home. Now let's say you already have a collection. Let's just assume that maybe you already have a collection, but you just weren't sure. Now you've created the category. How do I move it there? Let's just go back here to something for my demo. We'll use this one right here that, we'll go ahead and use this collection right here. And let me see. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Edit collection. Actually, no, that wasn't it. Sorry about that, guys. That was not the move, but I'll get that move for you right now.
Hey, we all sometimes click around looking for our path.
I thought I saw it under profile. Was it
this
under
is
profile?
not the first.
Actually, it'll be no collections added. Actually, what it was is I did this earlier today because I was like, I know this question is going to come up. And since I already have all my categories set up, but that's the way it goes. So no worries. What we'll do is I don't think it's in settings actually. No, it's not. I'll just go back here, home. And I know that there was a way where.
I think under edit profile, I think I saw it. A plus sign.
Okay. Well, that plus sign, maybe.
So
let me go here.
Edit I think profile. I saw it.
I love it. We're learning together.
Yeah.
There we go. Demo. Says demo no collection.
Yeah, there's my demo. And then, but that's the collection that was just created. What we're trying to do is we're trying to move our collections.
That's not how you do it, friends.
Yeah, that's not. So don't worry. We're going to get this, so I know that it
Well, and we can always, Alfonso can make us a quick video and we'll put it out on our channel as well. So that way we can make sure we see just that area for sure.
Yeah. And see, and I was prepping for this and I was like, yeah, I know this question's going to come up. And then right now, obviously, when it comes up, I just kind of went blank. But I know that it has something to do. Once you have your categories here, there should be an option where you're able to go ahead and group your collection. So I'll make that video for you guys. I really apologize.
No,
put you on the spot. No worries.
It could be a screencastify.
Yeah.
We will come back to that for sure.
That's
okay. So let's look. I'm going to look at the agenda and make sure we've talked about some of these other things. Oh, I know what we have not talked about is we have talked about the fact that it is a free service and you can log in, create your login. It has a Google login sign on, which is really nice, but you can also use a password username. And then it's not only a web-based program. This is really what I really love about it too, is that there is an extension, a Google Chrome extension for Wakelet. And then there's also an app for Android and iOS. This is one of the reasons why I was definitely on the Wakelet wave very quickly when I started talking about it, because I am mobile a lot of times. And when I'm looking at something, maybe it is shopping, maybe it's when I'm on Twitter, maybe it's when I'm doing things and I'm sitting at the airport or I'm on a bus or I'm wherever I'm at and I'm looking at it. It's so easy to just use my phone to quickly add to my Wakelet. And I don't have to screenshot it and remember to come back and find that link later. I mean, am I the only person on this webinar here that uses the screenshot button for everything to remember later?
Yes. 100%.
And my Pixel phone is always like, "Hey, let's clean up all these screenshots." And I'm like, "No, I have my entire life is in screenshots. Please do not delete my screenshots." So I love that. And then Alfonso's scrolling away up here.
Yeah, because I want to figure out what's going on here. I know that there's a little
Maybe let me
option
switch
that
over.
goes
I'm going to switch
here.
over because some of you might be getting dizzy
Yeah.
on there. So I'm going to switch over here. Quick scenery change.
Yeah, I'll stop sharing.
Here we go. So, and then there's also the ability to use the extension. And the extension is really nice and quick and easy as well. And actually, we were looking at it yesterday, so I kind of want to give this disclaimer out there, and I will share my screen for just a second so we can see that as well.
And actually, if you're going to talk about
I am.
Yeah, Manny and I were both just putting that in the chat, so it's funny that you're talking about it.
Oh, great. Yeah, so yesterday I noticed that when you use the Wakelet extension, so here I'm going to use it on our agenda. When I use the extension, I've already gone into my settings and changed it from being on my new tab, because I use these little quick things all the time. But when you're in your settings, let me go in here.
Brooke, have you presented your screen? Because I was still looking at Alfonso and I switched over.
Oh, hold on.
There you go. I see Brooke's screen.
There we go. So what I just did here, I'm going to do it one more time for everybody. When I go to a new tab, when you install the Wakelet extension, it will automatically put the Wakelet page on the front, which some of you, that may be exactly what you've been looking for. It shows all your open tabs. You can quickly put them all into a Wakelet. I like my new tab. I have some things on there that I like. So the way to change that so that you can still use the Wakelet extension is you're going to go into options, and you'll just toggle this either on or off. So I'm going to toggle it back on so you can see what I'm talking about. So when I go over here, now on my new tab, this is going to open up just like this, which honestly, this is a really slick resource to be able to have this, grab what you're looking for, put it on there. But if you don't want that to be on your new tab, you just right click on the extension, go into options, and then you just toggle that off. So just want you guys to know that, because I know a lot of times we install extensions and then we end up uninstalling them because we can't figure out what it's taken over, and I don't want anyone to be discouraged to uninstall the Wakelet extension. If you don't like that new tab that way, just go into your options, right click options, and toggle that off. So I'm going to stop sharing here. All right, now we're back. And I was looking, do we have any questions that we need to talk about right now, or it's quiet on the home front?
Yeah, I think the chat's kind of catching up because they're a little bit behind us. Yeah.
Perfect. That's awesome.
A lot of love going on. A lot of love in the chat for our Wakelet. Yeah.
I'm really glad to hear that for sure. So, one thing that we haven't talked about yet, and Alfonso or Carrie, do one of you want to share yours so you can show the difference in the media view, compact view, and grid view?
Sure. Give me just a second to open mine up.
Okay. I think Alfonso's still searching for how
Actually, I'm here, and I'm going to put this link there on the Wakelet. That way people can go ahead and figure it out.
Okay.
It out. But yeah, it's here anyway, but yeah.
Well, how about we jump in and have people contribute to ours that we made?
Yeah, sounds great.
And then they can see it live in person and we can practice. How about that?
Sounds great. So if you guys are on the agenda down towards the bottom, you're going to see our collaborative projects. I'm actually going to share my screen again so anyone who doesn't have that agenda can see it.
I got it. All right.
So give me just a second. Here we are. So if you guys want to get in on our collaborative project here, you can either use this QR code that you see, or you can use the code. And if you're on the agenda, you can click where it says here.
And I practiced earlier today. I scanned it with my phone and it totally worked. I scanned my computer screen.
We were talking the other day that I was unaware that if your students have Snapchat, and the crowd goes wild if a student has Snapchat. Their Snapchat, they can open Snapchat and it will scan the QR codes, not only Snapchat codes, but will also scan QR codes.
Yeah, they just take a picture of the QR code, just like they would be taking a regular snap, and it works.
Well, they don't even have to take a picture. They just open it and point it, and it automatically grabs.
Awesome.
Just like most phones do now. I know my Pixel does. My friend, we were working with his iPhone the other day, and his does it now too. When you open up your phone camera and just don't even have to take a picture, you just point it at it. So you really don't even have to have the QR code scanners anymore.
That's amazing.
So just throwing that out there. Just a little talk. So this is our collaborative one. So in order to see yours and for it to go live, and Alfonso, correct me if I'm wrong, they have to click the green publish and exit button when they've finished adding to the Wakelet.
Yes.
So I added the Snapchat filter template using Google Draw.
And we're in grid view right now. If you want to show them that, Brooke, since you have it live.
We're in grid view, and it's very easy to change it. Just I can click here. I can't click there.
There you go.
I think it's because I'm in publishing view.
Yeah, publish and exit.
Let me publish and exit, and then it's going to let me. Nope, I don't have that in here. Oh, but look, we have some people.
There you go.
Oh, finally, I figured out how to put a cat shark in there.
Oh, cat wearing a shark costume cleans the kitchen on a Roomba.
It's my favorite video of all time ever.
Yes, I'm going to have to watch it.
So I want to bring up something that I really liked. I made a bunch of templates for one of my presentations, and I use the extension Sir Mix-a-Lot or Sir Links-a-Lot to make sure that the viewing rights were correct, that it forced copy and all that good stuff. Well, when I put them into the Wakelet, I didn't like, it just said it said Google app or something. I didn't really like what was showing. So I just went into Google Slides and made my own custom Google Slides and then saved them as a PDF. And I put those as my images for my collection, and then had everything color coded and everything. So if you don't like the thumbnail image that Wakelet automatically gives you for some of the links, you can go in and customize everything. So I think that's really important, because if you want to organize it for your students with special things, it's really super easy to use. So don't feel like whatever thumbnail pops up with that URL you have to use. You can totally change those.
That's great.
All right.
I love that.
That's awesome. Hey, well, I figured out how to move that, and I don't know if maybe it was just me, or I don't know if my computer or my whatever it was, but we got it going. So if you don't mind, let me go ahead and just share the screen.
Yes, we do want to see it.
All right, so check this out, guys. And I did put the link on the Wakelet, but again, it does go under Edit Profile, just like Carrie was stating. But this is what you do. You hover over the collection, and notice how it says you can move.
Time out, because I can't see your screen.
Oh, you can't?
Can you present the screen, Brooke?
I can see it.
Okay.
Am I just? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put you in the middle of all that. I was just worried you would be showing us awesome stuff. Nobody would see it.
Yeah, no worries.
It seems to be on the live version. It seems to be showing. So I think
well, that's all that matters.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry,
okay. So it's okay. No worries. Let me go over it again. I just wanted to make sure that everybody was able to view. So you click Edit Profile, and once you do that, you hover over your collection. And if you notice now, you get a menu where you can drag and drop to reorder, or it has a drop-down menu where you can choose where it is that you want to move that collection to now. There you go. So I guess it was just me. I don't know why it wasn't kicking in, because I was hovering over the pictures, but again, it's just me, and technology just kind of sometimes, doesn't work well. But, like I said, it's user error. But again, Edit Profile and hover over your collection, and now you can drag and drop and move, and then you can create your wonderful sections just like we did here. And right now what I'm noticing is my screen just froze right there. So I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just my connection here also, but there you go. That's the answer, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey. Great. Okay, so I've got just one more thing. If you want to stop sharing, I'm going to share back to our agenda for just a second.
Did I stop sharing?
Okay.
Yes or no?
Uh-huh.
No.
Yep, you're good. All right. Just clicking over here, making sure everybody can see everything. Okay, so I want to talk to you a little bit about the resources that we have on the agenda down here. These are resources that Wakelet has shared with us to give out to everybody. So make sure that you have the agenda. And again, let me just scooch up here to the top. If you are just joining us, this agenda is fri.tech/Talk About Wakelet agenda. And then down here at the bottom, let me not scroll too fast, get anybody sick. On resources, the help share Wakelet with your teachers is the beginnings of a slide deck presentation that you can make a copy of and use from Wakelet to help your teacher start understanding what Wakelet is and give you something to start presenting with. I think this is so nice of them to share this. I know how long some of us spend looking for resources, and this is such a great jumping point. And then another thing is they have already created a Wakelet, imagine that, full of resources. There's our friend James. This is already all the resources for EDU that you can get in here and you can look at. Here's a Wakelet PD collection. Here's some education examples, and I will let you play around with that. And then there's also an ebook. And this is the Educator's Guide to Wakelet, and it'll get you started, something you can share with your teachers, with your friends, with yourself. I know I want to get in here and look further into this. So make sure that you're looking at those resources on here as well. And then, just as all teachers and educators, we love a badge. We love to be able to say, we did this, we're a master, we're an ambassador, we've got the fever, whatever it is, Google Educator, level 1, level 2, trainer, innovator. We want all of the badges. So Wakelets is called an ambassador program. There are 2 levels. There's the community member and the Wakelet ambassador. And if you check out community.wakelet.com, you can find all the information and apply to join whichever community you're ready to start off on. And I know that is exactly what Alfonso's about to talk about because he is now an ambassador.
Yes, guys, thank you, Brooke. And shout out to Ms. Yarbrough. I definitely want to give her a shout out because she did speak about collecting evidence for T-test goals and then bringing them out into a PDF. Brooke, do you mind if we just share that real quick, how you can turn your collection into a PDF, and then that way you can go ahead and upload, because thank you, Mrs. Yarbrough, for that, because that's wonderful, wonderful what you just shared there. And let's see if we can, what's going on here, because of course, just the way it's kind of the way it goes with tech. Let me just refresh here my screen. All right, let me go ahead and just share real quick, ladies and gentlemen, just because that idea was wonderful.
It's very
It really
popular,
is
by
a
the way.
great idea. Yeah, I mean, because that's a current ongoing thing that every educator needs.
Okay,
Every
so
single one
guys,
of them.
check this out. How to create or transform your profile or a collection into a PDF with workable links. This is great, and shout out to Mrs. Yarbrough for bringing this up. So what you'll do is you will go to your profile. Oh, come on, it's my internet is, or connection or something's going on here where, well, what you'll do is you'll go to your profile, and it's not working for me, guys. Do you guys, one of you, want to share your screen and maybe I can walk you through it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm having some trouble here with my
Stop
connection.
there, and I will pull open this Wakelet.
Yeah,
Carrie, I think you're going to have to share yours because you have the Wakelet for the collaboration one we're doing.
Yeah, that would be great.
So in the meantime, while Carrie's waiting to pull that up, I also want to let you guys know, for those who are on the agenda, we really appreciate you guys joining us tonight. This has been such an active chat and everybody going on, and we are just as excited as you guys are about this and can't wait to showcase and use it. But don't forget, you can get credit for tonight's webinar if you use the link that's in the agenda, and I will show that in just a few minutes. So just hold on and you will be able to see the password and the link for that in just a moment.
All right. Carrie,
I'm ready.
Next to where it says profile up there at the top, go to your...
Oh, I know a shortcut.
Do you? Oh, yeah, there you go. There's the shortcut right there, too. Let me see.
So if you see the 3 hot dogs in friTech language, we click on that, and then you can PDF export, and we'll just do it now so y'all can see it. Oh, it's going to take 60 seconds.
Now, the thing is with that, Carrie, you're only doing that one collection.
Okay.
The other way, you can do more than one collection. So if you go up the other way and you find your hot dogs up in the upper right hand, if you can make it up there.
Got it.
We're all just waiting in anticipation.
Yeah. Go to settings. And then under settings, what you'll do is just say create PDF.
Mm-hmm.
You can download and copy. And then what you can do is you can drag those 2 over and it'll do as many as you want. So you can do 5 collections, 10 collections.
Oh.
At once rather than going to each one and do it individually. So Mrs. Yarbrough, awesome. There you go, guys. Those of you that want to do your t-test evidence, it'll send it to your email, and it may take about a minute or 2, or depending how many collections, but it'll all be there for you.
And this is what it looks like, guys. The
Yeah.
PDF.
I wish that
Look who put a Bitmoji.
Yeah.
Oh, I know who that is.
I did
Miss
too.
Summerford All-Stars. Yes. I wish that you guys could not only see the share screen, but our little video faces at the bottom, because since Alfonso didn't have his hands on the keyboard right then, he was doing like the pump you up football coach moves. Like, I mean, his shoulders were in it. He was, I mean, I thought any second we were going to have to Alfonso step 3 feet back from your computer.
Hey. No, you know what? Next time what I'll do is I'll record my hologram and then I'll send it over, and then it'll be like I'm right there next to you guys with Hoxel, so that's cool.
I felt very supported.
You should. I mean, he was jiving. He was jiving. It was great. Okay, well, I mean, if we don't have any more questions on there, I'm going to switch back over one more time to share my screen so you can see what's going on with the agenda. Okay, and if you would like to get credit for tonight's webinar, you can go to friEdTech/Wakelet form, and then the password that you're going to need, the verification code, is Wakelet Wave. So if you type that in, it will then send you a PDF certificate for tonight for your hour credit for watching the webinar. We, again, are just so excited that everyone is here. I know me personally, I'm very ready to get started, jump in, join the Wakelet Wave, the Wakelet Cruise, the Life Raft of Wakelet. Is there any more? I'm just really excited, and I just know that everybody else is going to be making some cool stuff. Again, Wakelet, huge shout out to you. Thank you guys for giving us something that educators can use, and all the integration pieces. And we are really, I think, almost at the end of this. How do you guys feel?
I love it. It's such a great tool, and I think it's super, super easy to learn and use. So don't be afraid to do it with your elementary kiddos. You know, share that collection with them. Let them add goodies to it. I think it's a great resource.
This is also wonderful. Let me just touch base. At our district, we have Technology Tuesdays with parents, and I talk a lot about digital citizenship. And oftentimes in the area that we're at, it's mainly our parents are Spanish speakers. So what I do is I created a collection full of Spanish articles dealing with digital citizenship, what to do, what to look for, and so on. And I share that Wakelet through Remind, because we have a Remind group. So now the parents are getting that education at home. They're able to have those difficult conversations with their kids at a young age about proper cell phone use, protecting your digital footprint, and things of that sort. So it goes further than just the classroom. And I mean, the possibilities are endless for this. And just continue using it, post it up on Twitter, join the Wakelet community and become an ambassador. It's a great thing. James, they send out emails and stating that, hey, if you want to be an ambassador, you fill out a form. They check your social media, what ways are you using it, and then of course you get your awesome badge that you can show off, and you get all the goods too. So, and you get early access to some of these tools like the Google Drive access. You get all that good stuff to try out. So it's a wonderful community. Thank you guys. I appreciate your input, and I'm just thankful that I had the opportunity. Thank you, Amy, and the rest of the friEdTechnology team, and James. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
That was like, and that's it. I mean, and
have to say
Alfonso
anything.
said everything that needed to be said.
As they say, mic drop.
Yes. So I hear that something's going on with our autocrat run. So I will make sure I check on that. So if you filled out the form, I promise you will get your certificate. If not very soon, then very soon. So I will make sure you get it. All right, guys. Well, check in with us again and check out our friEdTechnology social media. We have some big updates and some things that are coming over the next couple of weeks, some buzz around Google things. And then I think next month we should be talking about our summer PD opportunities and things that can happen at your school. So make sure you tune in soon, and we will see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.